God reveals the evils and weaknesses of narcissists. This is how they will feel. Certainly, you've delved into this matter and identified the individual you're dealing with as a narcissist. The awareness is mutual. They know you're aware, and you're conscious of their awareness. So, where do we proceed from here? Today's exploration will dive into the predictably pitiful pattern that narcissists often follow when exposed. This pattern serves as conclusive evidence, affirming that it's not just a figment of your imagination, providing the clarity needed to make the pivotal decision, to stay or to go. Once God reveals the narcissist, a certain sequence unfolds. It doesn't matter whether the potential narcissist is your mother, sister, husband, pastor, father, partner, brother, coworker, or friend. This holds true. Sounds like a stretch. Refer to John 3:20, which states, "For everyone who does wicked things hates the light, and does not come to the light, lest his works should be exposed." Irrespective of the narcissist's identity, you've likely experienced confusion due to their manipulation, falsehoods, mixed signals, and gaslighting, among other tactics. Perhaps you've become adept at dodging verbal projectiles, resembling a game of dodgeball with misinterpreted Bible verses hurled your way. However, thanks to God's faithfulness, you've emerged from the fog, as if blinders were lifted. The haze of insanity has lifted, allowing you to see through their facade of self-centeredness. Realizing you're not alone brings an overwhelming sense of relief. Conversely, once they discover your awareness, a cloud of confusion descends upon them. While they may never openly admit it, they understand that the dynamics have shifted. Brace yourself, my friend, for the toxicity is about to intensify unless they find another support system. Narcissists are meticulous observers, especially when it concerns themselves. Initially, expect emotions ranging from anger, hostility, defensiveness, to avoidance. Take note of these initial reactions, as they will be crucial in the final phase of their response, a topic we'll delve into shortly. Moreover, after the initial outburst, you'll likely witness a slightly altered version of the narcissist. Step 1 is now in motion. They are poised to take any necessary measures to restore control. This phase is somewhat more detectable since they revert to previously effective behaviors. If fear proved successful in the past, they'll unleash it in full force. If guilt was their weapon of choice, expect an intensified dosage. Any tactic that worked before is likely to resurface in an upgraded form. However, don't loosen your grip just yet. This is merely the commencement. The second phase initiates with insults, threats, or overt anger, anything to elicit a reaction from you. Their aim is to use your negative response as evidence, proclaiming, "See, you're the problem." If only you could curb your judgmental, controlling, and disagreeable demeanor and adopt a more patient, kind, and understanding approach. Moreover, they relish an inner satisfaction, convinced that you've just proven to be the cause of their toxic reaction. Yet, you remain composed, immune to their antics. Such absurdity would have been perilous in times past. Brace yourself now. However, I must forewarn you, my friend, that the third phase is where complexities will arise. At this juncture, your guard may lower, and hope may flicker within you. Hear me out. Apologies surface when the tried and true methods, like entrapment, prove futile. Perhaps they've changed, you ponder. What if, at last, they comprehend? The likelihood is slim, but not non-existent. Therefore, I caution you in advance about the most perplexing stage, the apology veiled as victimhood. Now they approach with a deflated demeanor. You have resisted their strategies, refusing to be manipulated. Your resilience is commendable. However, beware not to mistake deflation for surrender. They'll now adopt a victimized posture, as your steadfastness triggers their shame reaction. Angry narcissists can skillfully make you believe they finally grasped the depth of their actions. Come closer, listen attentively. Many find themselves lured back into the lion's den due to this very scenario. "Wow, we've turned a corner," might be your initial reaction upon receiving an apology. God can redeem anyone. Perhaps, finally, my prayers are being answered. It seems plausible. However, consider this. It could all be an elaborate ruse. Your hope should rest on the strength of God, not their actions. Undoubtedly, we can do all things through Christ. The issue at hand, though, is not God's omnipotence, but the actions of the narcissist. So, where does the distinction lie? Pause for a moment. Resist the temptation to revert to the status quo and maintain your boundaries. Observe their response. Yearning for genuine change makes this the most challenging part. You desire them to evolve into the person you've always envisioned. Exercise patience. If their remorse is sincere, they will understand the difficulty of regaining your trust. Additionally, time will be a crucial factor. No longer will they deflect blame. Instead, they will assume responsibility. They commit to counseling or seeking guidance from a priest. Continuously striving to comprehend how they wronged you and taking accountability will be their ongoing endeavor. Exercise patience. There's more to come. Both of you engage in therapy sessions. After what seems like an extended period, not precisely measurable, but definitely more than 6 minutes and less than 6 years, you cautiously entertain the idea of reintegrating this person into your life. However, it won't be the same as before due to the ongoing need to rebuild trust. You approach it in short trial phases. "But Chris, that sounds like a lot of effort," you might interject. Time is crucial. Please resist the urge to hastily revert to normalcy or something even better. Be cautious, my friend. Impatience may lead to more issues. The reason being, you cannot ascertain whether their hearts have genuinely transformed through God's revelation without waiting. If, in fact, they haven't, their apology is likely an enhanced manipulative attempt to win back your favor and revert things to their preference. Phase 4 has now begun. They realize their attempts to provoke you are failing. Their threats no longer hold sway over you. Moreover, you refuse to entrust your emotional well-being to them any longer. Their previous tactics have crumbled. One moment, they offer an apology. The next, they're staunchly defending their actions. The reality is, there's no genuine remorse on their part. Without caution, you risk being sucked back into the pre-phase confusion. Their lives hit a snag, leading to an apology. The most pivotal phase has arrived. Keep a keen eye on this recurring pattern. If immediate repentance isn't granted, brace yourself for what follows. The initial response from phase 1 is likely to resurface. Here we go again. Your name will be dragged into the accusations with claims that you're too demanding. Nevertheless, if you stand firm, my friend, God will unveil the true nature of your circumstances. Narcissists derive satisfaction from the ease with which they navigate life and manipulate situations. Stay vigilant and expose them. In a relationship, they view effort as unnecessary. Frankly, they believe offering nothing but their presence is sufficient. Should you meet their needs, they might attempt to convince you of a transformation. Without fulfillment, people will seek alternatives elsewhere. In the midst of these taxing and challenging circumstances, I wish to offer the comforting words of Romans 8:31 to guide you. So, how should we respond to these trials? With God on our side, no one can stand against us. The key here is understanding God's purpose for you in the aftermath of a narcissistic relationship. If this purpose remains elusive, the insights I shared might seem unclear. Stay tuned to this episode for more insights on preparing for a divine cleanse. Furthermore, I would like to say a big thank you to all of you who have watched this video. I hope all of you will be more successful and run smoothly in all your affairs. Don't forget to share this video on your social media if you find this video very useful. This is the strange and sad behavior of people who are abused by narcissists. Individuals who have experienced abuse at the hands of narcissists often develop peculiar habits as a result of the scars left on their bodies and daily lives. While these habits may initially seem unusual, they are accompanied by poignant stories. Here are 10 distinctive habits that may be observed in individuals who have endured narcissistic abuse. 1. Skepticism about others' words. Those who have suffered narcissistic abuse tend to harbor doubts about the sincerity of others' statements. In the context of a relationship, when someone expresses kindness, they may not readily accept it at face value. Instead, a common thought might be, is this genuine, or is there an ulterior motive? This habitual skepticism emerges as a defense mechanism, triggered by past experiences of scolding and manipulation. It serves as a protective measure to prevent further emotional harm, making it challenging for these individuals to trust others without scrutinizing their intentions. 2. People who have experienced narcissistic abuse often adopt poker faces in social settings. Individuals who have suffered narcissistic abuse tend to wear metaphorical poker faces when interacting with others. This behavior serves as a protective mask, concealing their true emotions. The emotional wounds inflicted by the narcissist's criticism and emotional harm lead them to hide their genuine feelings in social situations. The motivation behind this facade is to avoid appearing vulnerable or divulging the inner turmoil caused by the abuse. Psychologists posit that adopting a poker face is a coping mechanism, allowing these individuals to safeguard their mental well-being by controlling their outward expressions and preventing further harm. 3. People who have undergone narcissistic abuse may exhibit excessive cleanliness in their surroundings. In response to the emotional turmoil inflicted by a narcissist, individuals who have been abused may develop a tendency to clean excessively. Constant criticism and the need for control imposed by a narcissist can leave them feeling powerless over their own lives. Engaging in rigorous cleaning becomes a means of restoring order amidst the chaos. Imagine someone enduring daily criticism and navigating the pitfalls of a narcissistic relationship. Excessive cleaning becomes a therapeutic outlet. It not only serves the purpose of maintaining cleanliness, but also symbolizes an attempt to regain control and reclaim power lost during the abusive relationship. 4. Individuals who have experienced narcissistic abuse tend to double-check their locked doors at home. Those who have suffered narcissistic abuse may develop a habit of double-checking the locks on their doors at home, finding solace in this repetitive act. Simply ensuring the door is securely closed isn't sufficient. They also seek to instill a sense of safety and control. Psychologists attribute this behavior to the lingering stress of feeling violated or unsafe during instances of abuse. For these individuals, the ritual of confirming locked doors serves as a mental routine, offering comfort and helping them regain a semblance of control following moments of helplessness. While this habit provides a temporary sense of security, professionals often work with these individuals to explore healthier alternatives for cultivating feelings of safety. 5. Individuals who have been subjected to narcissistic abuse often prefer solitary activities like dining or traveling. Those who have endured narcissistic abuse may find solace in solitary pursuits such as eating or traveling alone. Engaging in activities independently becomes a means of reclaiming control and finding relaxation in one's own company. Psychological researchers suggest that individuals who have been entangled with a controlling narcissist might seek solitude as a way to regain their freedom. In relationships where every choice is scrutinized, even seemingly minor decisions like where to eat or how to plan a trip, being alone in public spaces provides a sense of safety and autonomy. Experts posit that this behavior enables individuals to reconnect with their desires and regain a sense of control, serving as a step towards reclaiming personal agency. 6. Survivors of narcissistic abuse often struggle with stuttering when recounting their experiences. Discussing the trauma of being abused by a narcissist can feel like encountering a mental barrier. Picture attempting to narrate a story, but finding it challenging to articulate the words smoothly, leading to stuttering or stumbling in speech. Experts posit that stuttering may serve as the brain's mechanism for grappling with challenging experiences. It operates as a defense mechanism, slowing down the process to help individuals process their emotions and prevent overwhelming stress. Psychologists suggest that the mind attempts to make sense of the pain and confusion inherent in such events. 7. Survivors of narcissistic abuse frequently express excessive apologies. Individuals subjected to narcissistic abuse often find themselves over-apologizing for minor matters. This behavior becomes automatic due to their abusers consistently placing blame on them for everything. Consider a scenario where someone unintentionally steps on their shoe and apologizes, even though the survivor is not at fault. Constant criticism leaves them perpetually on edge, fearing severe consequences for minor errors, even in their professional lives. Psychologists highlight that survivors may harbor unwarranted guilt and routinely apologize for actions they did not commit. Through therapy and support, breaking free from this ingrained response becomes possible, allowing survivors to shed the weight of undeserved blame. 8. Survivors of narcissistic abuse may avoid direct eye contact while communicating. Individuals who have experienced narcissistic abuse often refrain from making eye contact when engaged in conversation. If every attempt to express oneself results in rejection or criticism, it becomes uncomfortable to meet someone's gaze during communication. Psychologists suggest that this behavior stems from the constant belittlement experienced from narcissistic abusers. It's a defensive reaction where the individual's brain perceives eye contact as potentially harmful. Consequently, when attempting to communicate, making eye contact might feel like exposing oneself to judgment. This defensive posture persists even after breaking free from the abusive situation as a precaution against potential harm. 9. Survivors of narcissistic abuse may experience rapid breathing when asserting themselves. Individuals who have suffered narcissistic abuse may feel heightened stress when trying to assert themselves, such as presenting an idea at work. In scenarios where they need to prove a point, they may suddenly feel nervous and struggle to catch their breath. Psychologists attribute this hyperventilation to the past experiences of being ignored by their abusers. Prolonged periods of feeling like one's words don't matter can lead to self-doubt. When survivors find themselves in situations where they need to emphasize a point, the weight of past trauma surfaces, contributing to heightened stress and difficulty expressing themselves effectively. 10. Individuals who have experienced narcissistic abuse tend to deflect compliments. For those who have endured narcissistic abuse, receiving compliments can evoke a sense of navigating a perplexing maze. Clinical psychologist Dr. Ramani Durvasula notes that these individuals may feel as though they're wearing a t-shirt broadcasting, "Don't compliment me, I'm not good enough." When praised, they might respond with phrases like, "Oh, this old thing," or "it was nothing," instead of embracing positive feedback. They actively avoid engaging with positive vibes, as compliments don't make them feel vulnerable or exposed. Rather, their minds have developed a protective shield. Psychologists posit that individuals subjected to narcissistic abuse often internalize the belief that they are not deserving of praise. Understanding these peculiar habits of individuals who have endured narcissistic abuse sheds light on the lasting impact of such relationships. Habits like excessive apologizing or perpetually seeking approval often stem from past manipulation and emotional pain. Recognizing these patterns can be a crucial step toward healing and rediscovering a sense of self. For those who resonate with these habits, seeking assistance and joining supportive communities can significantly